do you want? A cheap land which you might face consequence? But I have bought cheap and suffered. The deep sea port used to belong to me. 20 acres. I bought it cheaply, no papers. And the person told me I have integrity. The governor is my son. I will get the paper. Today, I didn't get any papers. And at the time, somebody was showing me banana land, which was more expensive. And I thought I was smart by buying cheap. But I had now found out I wasn't smart because I lost everything. 1978 Land Use Decree and 1993 Lagos State Land Law makes you to be powerless. Absolutely, totally powerless. All land belongs to the government. Lagos State now added to it by an act of a House of Assembly that from Ikoyi to Epe, left and right, 2 kilometers is controlled by the state. They have the powers to just take the land, allocate, regulate, use as they wish. So now somebody say, oh, there are demolition. In the places where there's demolition, there is law. Take the government to court if you are sure that you have people. It will be difficult for the government to have been the one that went through all this process and come to demolish your house. The only reason will be a public use that is for greater public. I, Matthew Ashimolowo, I've been the greatest victim of that. It was the land where my church was that was taken for Olympic Stadium 2012. I couldn't override the government of the United Kingdom.
So not just in Nigeria?
No, I'm talking United Kingdom. The Olympics 2012 was in England. It was KRCC land. That's where the main bowl sits, where my preaching ground stands. It's where it was taken. If a person looks at Makarios and he says, oh my God, look at the amount. What do you want? A land which you cannot rest, which every time a call comes from Lagos, your mind is not at peace? Or the one which you know that if they had no approval, they wouldn't be doing what they are doing. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing of Makarios is costing us 9 billion. Layout for this estate, 120 million. Survey, 200-300 million. C of O, over 1 billion. And for us to build something that is truly legacy, foundation is 3 billion. The infrastructure in this estate is running into 10 billion. Makarios is changing the narrative in this corridor.
Yes.
When you buy those 20 million naira plots, there's no road. They will come back to you and ask for money for road development fee. They are not even talking of properly tarred or paved road. I fear for those who are buying in estates in this corridor where they did not see evidence of proper drains. Lagos is a place of high water table. So you have a soakaway here where your waste goes to, and you have your borehole here. They can interface, and you may be drinking the water from your It's not exaggeration. In Makarios, we are going to have 4 tanks. 1 have already been built. That tank is 575,000 liters. There will be 3 of that. These terraced houses, 24 already almost completed. The villas, 14 out of the 18 which we got approval for. By July ending, they'll be ready. Real estate in Nigeria is dependent on where you buy the land and the quality of documentation. If you buy Ikoyi, your return on your money is 2 years. If you buy VI, Lekki Phase 1, 4 years. If you buy from Lekki Phase 1 into the rest up to Ibeju, your return is probably somewhere between 4 and 6 years. Makarios returned in 1 year. You see, people also are emotional buyers. I know people abroad, because they grew in Ibadan, you can't sell Lagos to them. But they don't realize it will not return. People know my name. I can't hide. If a realtor were to collect money and run away, where would I run to? Our reputation is at stake. We didn't come into real estate because we needed money. We're doing this because we wanted to show legacy.
Yes.
And the legacy is here.
We witnessed the incredible launch of Makarios Luxury Place. And let me tell you, it was an event to remember. Investors and dignitaries from all over the world came together to buy into this amazing dream.
The dream is become a reality. We didn't sell to people a lie. It was very costly, but whatever it took, I made it happen. Tonight, you're going to see what arise like a TV screen and become the screen where we will show videos. They don't have this in some parts of the world. It's a privilege to make this happen. It's a privilege to be able to put Makarios together. It's a privilege to be able to make a difference in Nigeria.
The governor of Lagos State himself commissioned the event, and the crowd was absolutely blown away.
When I was shown what he's been put here today, the things that we see in other parts of the world, when you are now bring it to your territory, the least you can do as a government is to acknowledge, is to appreciate, and to be a real enabler of those initiatives. So as your governor, I feel truly proud that I've been invited to come and see this masterpiece this evening, and I can assure you this is the beginning of a lot of things that I'm sure is going to be happening at the Makarios Luxury Town, or should we say a city. But truly for us is about being an enabler of a greater thing to happen. Lagos continue to remain home to all of us, but Lagos is also the future that we all aspire for. It becomes a city-state that will indeed want to have its own space in the committee of cities. Lagos is not only growing, it's also a very resilient and a very forward-looking state. And so for us, when we see investment coming to the city, we're always encouraged to support the investment. Pastor Ashimolowo, I want to commend you. I want to thank you for the vision. I want to thank your entire team for putting this together. Luxury living and luxury properties, I'm sure that is still going to come here, will differentiate this place from a lot of other real estate development that are happening along the corridor. And so for all of us, it's really to sit back, let's enjoy it, let's take it in, let's see another freshness of breath of a truly Lagos story. The Ministry of Tourism will continue to ensure that Lagos remains a safe, secure, and an investment destination in tourism and everything that has to do with luxury living.
It gladdens my heart, and I have a unique opportunity as your governor to unveil and to declare to the public this luxurious Makarios Water Fountain show.
Viva a Cartola, viva a Candeia, viva a Cuíca do Mestre Marçal, viva a Portela, viva a Mangueira, viva o fundo do nosso quintal. Viva a Cartola, viva a Candeia, viva a Cuíca do Mestre Marçal, viva a Portela, viva a Mangueira.
Makarios Luxury Place is the visionary project of Matthew Ashimolowo, and it's the first luxury estate in sub-Saharan Africa to feature an awe-inspiring water display as its centerpiece.
Viva o samba de partido alto, de enredo, de roda, de choro e canção. Viva o batuque no couro, no aro, na faca e no prato e na palma da mão.
Just 24 hours after the launch, we had an exclusive sit-down with the mastermind behind it all. He shared some exciting details about the estate and its bright future.
So I can see that the roads have been tarred.
Yes.
The street lights.
Yes.
So tell me, I'm sure this is a very big feat for you. How has it been? I mean, coming into this particular part of real estate and doing something this magnificent.
I think one of the things with Makarios is the fact that it wasn't like something we get crashed into. First of all, the land in our hand is about 24 years. And during those periods, you will have meditated on, if I had the chance, if I had the money, this is what I will do. And one of the things at the back of my mind was always to have an estate that gives people the feeling that Nigeria is great, Nigeria is awesome, Nigeria is a place you can live in. And I've traveled too much to build rubbish, both in Europe and Africa. Can you believe confidence that there are African nations that give you a European feel? If you go to Namibia, if you go to some parts of South Africa, if you go to Botswana, oh my God, Botswana. Hey, these are nations which you are saying, Africa, Leleisha. The roads are clean, the roads are good, the things work. And so if you know that you came into the real estate space not with the intent to just make money and run away, then build a dream. Makarios is an attempt to build a dream. That's why you can see, like we promised, all 28 roads already done. 3 major roads tarred. There are 4 lanes. And then the remaining 25 roads, all with paving stones, fully done. And engaging Nigerian contractors. Houses which we said we will build, already we've started. These terraced houses, 24 already, almost completed. 24, not waiting for even the client to have paid. These, the villas, 14 out of the 18 which we got approval for. We're almost done. The 14 are almost totally done. In fact, by July ending, they'll be ready. Because the guys who own it, one person said, I'm coming home in August. I said, your house will be ready when you come in August. Amazing. You know, then people don't know what Makarios is. Makarios is, I'm glad when the governor was launching yesterday, he was looking for the word to describe Makarios. He said town.
As your governor, I feel truly proud that I've been invited to come and see this masterpiece at the Makarios Luxury Town, or should we say a city.
It's a town because when you have 10,000 people living in a place, it's a town. If you're driving through some places in America, you see the name of the town. Some tiny town, they say something like Willow Creek, 600 population. And they call it a town. It's on America's map as a town. Makarios is a town. How come it's a town? There'll be 24 transformers.
Oh my.
They are right now at the port being cleared.
Wow.
14 panels that will handle the power. Right now at the port also being cleared.
Oh my God.
2 massive generators specially built for the water display place. The 2 generators are 500 because the water display place needs 800. So we deliberately made it to be 2 500s. And Caterpillar specifically built, so it's taken 10 months from build to delivery. So it's also at the ports to be cleared. Everything is now on ground. Everything is now on ground. And our ME people, mechanical, electrical, plumbing people, had to go to Turkey to bring in the powered cables that will take power to every plot and every house. As I'm talking to you, it's in our warehouse. We have a warehouse, which is part of another thing I do. I have this crusade that takes compassion to people. So we have a massive warehouse. We have 4 policemen. We have 20 unarmed police. We have 4 dogs every time on our premises. So Makarios is not ofege. It's not fake. It's real. As you can see, February this time last year, you and I were
working
in the bush here and we're clearing. In fact, no, before February, you followed me into the forest.
2021 into the forest.
Oh yeah, we had monkeys.
Monkeys. We had to come with.
And for those animal rights people, the monkeys have moved away. We did not kill them.
They migrated.
They migrated backwards to the other side. All the monkeys moved, you know. But in order for you to know that we are very committed to nature, all our streets are in the name of birds.
Yes.
All 28 roads and streets in Makarios. Roads are the 4-lane, streets are the 2-lane. All are in the name of birds, all of them. And I plan to live on Eagle Drive. We're selling all the plots, but my plot is not for sale. I want to live here.
Yes. Okay, so black clients, I mean, people say it's expensive. You know, we've tried to communicate the value.
Okay.
People just look at the exterior and say, I mean, is it not just land? Basically, because we have a lot of lands being sold along the same corridor.
Yes.
Not at this price.
Yes.
So we'll try our best possible to make them understand what they are buying.
Yes.
But I think it's also imperative that they are hearing from the visionaire.
Yes.
Why it is that price.
Okay.
The value they are getting.
When you buy a Makarios land, the difference between Makarios land and other lands is this. When you buy land along this corridor, you might just buy a 300 square meter for 20 million, a 500 square meter for 30 or 40 million. But let me show you. Number one, they'll come back to you and say it has nothing to do with electricity. They'll charge you for the electricals that are in the estate. And there's no cable to your plot. We put cable. Let me just break it down this way. Mechanical, electrical, and plumbing of Makarios is costing us 9 billion. 9 billion. And when we were opening the water show yesterday, the The contractor turned to me and said that one of my staff told him that for the next 25 years, myself and those who live here will have no problem with the power, with water, with drainage. When you buy those 20 million naira plots, there's no road. They will come back to you and ask for money for road, for infrastructure. So they say infrastructure money. They don't even break down what the infrastructure is. Her development fee.
Yeah.
And so when they say development fee, they are not even talking of properly tarred or paved road. When you pay for it, there's no drain. I fear for those who are buying in estates in this corridor where they did not see evidence of proper drains. We have drains on the two sides of our road. And as you know, rain fell here yesterday.
Yes. Yes.
And it fell the day before.
Yes.
And it fell the day other. But look, where is the water? It's all drained and it goes centrally to one direction. This cannot be cheap. If somebody wants a cheap land, they can find it, but they'll pay the price later.
Exactly.
Then, Makarios is not a place where you have soak away in your house. By a soak away, you are even endangering your life, honestly. Lagos is a place of high water table. So you have a soak away here where your waste goes to, and you have your, the one which gives you water, what do we call a borehole here. They can interface. And you may be drinking the water from your it's not exaggeration. You see, water sips. Water sips. So the water from your drain can go to your to your borehole, and you are drawing it. Yeah, it looks clean, but you didn't know that it was sand that did its own level of purification. In Makarios, we are going to have 4 tanks. 1 have already been built. That tank is 575,000 liters. That's 1. There will be 3 of that.
Ooh.
And number 4, which is smaller, would be serving just the water place. Those tanks, we already have a water works where as the water comes from the ground into a smaller tank, it pours chlorine, it pours alum, purifies it to 0.9 when it comes to clean water. That is like above, I don't want to mention one of the companies in Lagos that really makes a lot of money from alkalized water.
It's very expensive.
Their own is 7. Makarios water will be between 7 and 9. You don't have to buy if you want cheap. But I have bought cheap and suffered. The deep sea port used to belong to me. 20 acres. I bought it cheaply, no papers. And the person told me I have integrity. The governor is my son. I will get the paper. Today, I didn't get any papers. And at the time, somebody was showing me banana land, which was more expensive. And I thought I was smart by buying cheap. But I had now found out I wasn't smart because I lost everything. So Makarios, when you pay, it's a one-stop payment. Oh, I didn't add some other things. In that money is your survey. We're not coming back to charge you for survey. In that money is your documentation. We're not coming back to charge you for documentation. Survey Lagos State now starts from 1 million. And obviously we wouldn't tell you 1 million, we'll tell you 1.5 million because there's an administrative charge. Not that alone, the documentation with the lawyer would charge you maybe 1 million or 1.5 million. We're not going to come back to you. It's already there. Then Makarios is not a place one guy bought land and drew land and said houses will be there, flats will be here. You saw yesterday we asked Mr. Tonya Anyide to stand up. He used to be commissioner for physical planning for Lagos State. And he's the one who handled the approval of the layout of Makarios. So let me give you the picture. Layout for this estate, 120 million. We have to share it. Survey for this estate, about 200-300 million. We have to share it on the plots. C of O for all this estate, over 1 billion.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
We have to share it. So when you bought, the C of O covers you. It's not they tell you C of O in view. And this C of O in view is dangerous because 1978 land use decree and 1993 Lagos State land law makes you to be powerless. Absolutely, totally powerless. Land use decree 1978 says all land belongs to the government. Lagos State now added to it by an act of a House of Assembly that from Ikoyi to Epe, left and right, 2 kilometers is controlled by the state. They have the powers to just take the land, allocate, regulate, use as they wish. So you find people who build houses thinking government will be sorry, and government is not sorry.
No, government.
You know, and for example, in this corridor, I know places where there were 100 houses. So now somebody say, oh, they are demolition. You see, we're also not fair. We're not fair on the government. We don't tell all the story. In the places where there's demolition, there is law and order. Take the government to court. If you are sure that you have papers, you will find that they do not have the paper, or they do not have the accurate paper, or their paper does not cover where the government decided to enter. But they wouldn't tell that story. I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
I do.
You know, I don't want to get into controversy with anything, but I can tell you that I also own a beach land. And the day I bought the beach land, they told me that the side that is the sand facing the sea, since 1966, you can't get even survey. Let alone C of O. That there is a coastal road coming. But we bought it in case there is no coastal road. That's number one. Number two, in case they shift coastal road. Number three, in case Omonile wants to sell it to somebody who say, I don't care about anything. I'll stay in front until the day they bring the road. So we still bought it from Omonile. We can only survey it, our own local surveyor, but it cannot be registered. Everyone who bought facing the sea knew that. I bought 3 beaches. I sold one. I lost one, which I told you the story, and I still have one. The C of O covers until when it got to that sand, they couldn't cover it with my C of O. What do you want? A cheap land, which you might face consequence, or the one which you can go to bed and you can rest and you can sleep, and you also know that it's also likely to increase in value.
Exactly.
Increase in value. You see, you also, for the people who are watching, real estate in Nigeria is dependent on where you buy the land and the quality of documentation. If you buy Ikoyi, your return on your money is 2 years. If you buy VI Lekki Phase 1, your return is 4 years. If you buy from Lekki Phase 1 into the rest up to Ibeju, your return is probably somewhere between 4 and 6 years. Makarios returned in 1 year.
True.
Those who bought our 300 square meters, 6 months later, their land was double, which meant that it was more than what Ikoyi will give you. And then if you now move beyond the island, Ikeja will give you 6 to 8 years return on your money. Many of people don't know that there's a calculus for real estate. Once you go out of Lagos, you're on your own. But you see, people also are emotional buyers. I know people abroad. Because they grew in Ibadan, you can't sell Lagos to them.
Sure.
Because those who grew in Akure, but they don't realize it will not return the value of what you bought. Let me give you an example. I'm 72. My first house was built at 28. By the time I completed the house, I stopped. I didn't roof. Because when I finish, I will never get the rent that pays me back. So somebody's looking at me like, why did you abandon the house? I'm just being smart. So I built this house at the age of 28 in a place called Modakeke by Ile-Ife. I was about to roof when I got to understand real estate. And I saw that when I roof, and they are paying me 100 naira, 200 naira, or maximum 100,000 naira a year, I could never recover the cost of building the house. I just said, look, as I've said the Yoruba proverb, you won't understand it.
Say it.
You know, Yorubas will say, Káfọ́ ọmọ òfòfòfò, àṣà èkúté ilé. Èkúté ilé bímọ mẹ́fà, ológbò pa kan, ó bá ti yòókù síta.
That's deep.
I'll explain it. When a rat gives birth to 6 little ones, and the cat ate one, the mother rat will just push the remaining 5 out and say, you guys are sons of perdition. I don't want to waste my time on you. I just noticed that house in Modakeke, if I put my money, I could never recover. So what I've done is I've given somebody. You'll be valued to them when they put roof and it becomes their own house. It becomes their own property. They are glad I give them a house. That's what I've done. So if a person looks at Makarios and they say, oh my God, look at the amount. What do you want? A land which you cannot rest, which every time a call comes from Lagos, your mind is not at peace? Or the one which you know that, if they had no approval, they won't be doing what they are doing. They won't go as far as they went. And certainly, like I've said, C of O, we have. Physical planning approval, we have. The survey for each plot, we have. So that if you took the pillar number we gave you and go to Lagos State and they put the pillar number in, your name will come up. People have to make a choice what they want.
I like the fact that you have really spoken about Makarios, because we're in a time where people are scared to invest.
Okay.
The demolitions and all of that.
Okay.
And it's important people know the intentionality behind this project. Please, I want you to reiterate that when people buy properties in here and buy lands and build or buy the houses, it will not be demolished. And why?
Number one, why would there be a demolition when you actually went through the due process? Number one, you got your land with the certificate of occupancy. Number two, after you got your certificate of occupancy, you did a design and you said, I want my estate approved. This is where houses will be. This is where commercial will be. And they approved it. Now, let's be fair to the government. They would not. Then number three, you now went forward. You segmented the land into plots. And you now said, these are my plots. I want approval for these plots. Then they gave you approval for the plots. Then number four, you now took designs. Because even though all these things I'm explaining.
Every step.
Oh my God, there's a department for each one. And to be fair, Lagos State will tell you that land is their oil. So they want to make money to be able to run. And in fairness, a city of 25 million people needs to run effectively. No matter how you bastardize and attack a government, you must realize that if there's no last man on the road, all of us panic. And when you see traffic, you are saying, last man, one bay. Because if there's no
order,
Nigeria will respect uniform. So then when you now want to build, even us, we had to get those 24 terrace houses, they will charge you. I think it's something like 30 to 40 million for approval to build. For approval to build. Then after they have done that, they will now come and check when you are building and sign off. Honestly, I think it will be difficult for the government to have been the one that went through all this process and come to demolish your house, the only reason will be what they call a public use that is for greater public. I, Matthew Ashimolowo, I've been the greatest victim of that. It was the land where my church was that was taken for Olympic Stadium 2012. I couldn't override the government of the United Kingdom. They said...
Oh, so not just in Nigeria?
No, I'm talking United Kingdom. Olympic Stadium 2012. The Olympics 2012 was in England. It was KRCC land. That's where the main bowl sits. Where my platform, where my preaching ground stands. It's where it was taken. And they paid us for our land. They didn't fulfill some part, which they said, okay, we'll help you find a place to resettle. But they did not fulfill that. But at least they said for greater public use, that span of land was where they could build the stadium and an Olympic village. So they bought our land, and every business, thriving business, they bought all their land. And of course, listen to me, my dear friends. You got to understand, may you prosper.
Amen.
Money talks. When the Olympics finished, the over 3,000 apartments built, 3,600 apartments built, there was no British businessman who could buy it. Abu Dhabi bought it. So our church land was bought. We broke ground. Everybody couldn't believe it. A church pastored by a Nigerian owning 9 acres. People were rushing to come and see. But then, that was in 97. And in the year 2002, they bought it compulsorily.
Wow.
So, you have to go through those processes. The villas, those 14 villas, I think what we are paying is something like 30 million naira for approval. And then they come every time you are pouring concrete or any place that will carry weight to approve. They approve foundation. Also because on one hand there's government demolition, on another hand there's houses collapsing. So please be fair to the government. If you see any house that was demolished, even realtors need to tell truth, because some of them will come, oh, the real reason why they are demolishing is somebody coming from a part of a nation. That's so unfair. Did the person meet the requirement? You know, in Nigeria, to be fair, and I need to say this, our governments also need to change. The population growth is faster than the master plan.
Sure.
So you find that all the forests from here to Ekpe have already been sold.
It's sold.
So if the government wants to be fair and collect the kind of money they are charging per plot, let them put road networks.
Sure.
So that you know that at least the government played its own part. And fairness to the government of Lagos State right now, look at the major road in front of Makarios. It's one of the best. This road is guaranteed between 15 and 20 years because it's concrete.
Yes.
Concrete. So, Makarios, there cannot be demolition because 1, C of O. 2, physical planning approval. 3, properly registered survey. In fact, when you pay for the survey of Makarios, when we paid for the big beacon sheet, it went to the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors. So the Nigerian Institute of Surveyors signs your beacon sheet, and then it's registered with Lagos State. That's what we have done.
Wow.
That's what we have done.
I want to salute your intentionality, really. I've been doing real estate for a long time, and it's sad that, several developers out there, not so many of them, but we have some developers that, just compromise here and there, need to compromise here, need to compromise there. And that was why, this coming to reality for so many people, they were like, oh, it's not going to happen, because a lot of people are used to seeing, promises.
Hi, Newton. things
Very
that are
true.
designed, and
Exactly.
3D can give you pictures that will
Something
never
like
happen.
what I ordered versus what I got, you know.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
strange. So it was a whole lot from people. Will it happen? Will it happen? And I am glad to be a part of this project from the very start, to see that we started this together. We had our first video together right here when there was absolutely nothing.
Bush.
And we are here right now. Beyond the water display, we could see buildings standing.
Yeah.
Several buildings standing.
And the road network.
The road network, the light. So anyone right now can build. Clients that we've had lots of allocations here, lots of clients who have completed their payments.
And they've come, they've seen their plots.
They've seen their plots, they've gotten their lands.
In fact, some are right now doing soil tests. They want to start building.
And for so many projects along this corridor, you know, those were the promises that were made and people haven't been able to build, but you've been able to change that narrative. And I'm glad that, I mean, people out there get to see that something like this can happen right here in Lagos, Nigeria, and it is happening in Makarios The Luxury Place.
And I think part of the story of Makarios is the fact that I have 50 years of reputation. So people know my name. I can't hide. If a realtor were to collect money and run away, where would I run to? I'm just wondering where in the world I could run to. I have walked on the streets of places I thought people wouldn't know me, and somebody grabbed my hand. I don't fly Ethiopian Airlines, but I had to fly to Brazzaville to speak. So when I was in the airport in Addis, people came to me and said, "Oh, you came to speak in our church in Lusaka, Zambia." Oh my God, our reputation is at stake. If we wouldn't build, we wouldn't build. And by the way, we didn't come into real estate because we needed money. We're doing this because we wanted to show legacy.
Yes.
And the legacy is here. Some people may do this because they want to buy the latest car. Which car have I not driven? Before Makarios happened, which car have I not driven? Which experience have I not had? We are doing this for legacy. A matter of fact, one of the things you notice with Makarios is that where the water show is where our promised land is.
Yes.
We shouldn't put water show here.
Yeah.
This is where we should build the best, most beautiful apartments so people going by the road. But because we wanted to show the world that Nigeria is beautiful, Nigeria is great, Nigeria is awesome, we made this happen.
And I want to say kudos to you. Congratulations,
Thank
sir.
you.
I am so, I mean, this is my problem. Now we.
And by the way, you notice that we have held up on selling the Imperial Towers.
Yes.
One of the reasons for holding on the Imperial Towers was the sudden tumbling of the Nigerian currency. Can you believe that these 10-floor buildings, for us to build it to satisfy Lagos State statutory requirements, and for us to build something that is truly legacy, that will be beauty, foundation is 3 billion.
Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know.
The foundation of the 10-floor buildings will cost us close to 3 billion.
Oh, wow.
So we cannot build it on what we initially said we would sell, because cement went from 1,000 to 10,000. So we had to hold back. And we had to...
Iron also increased.
Yes, everything increased. We had to recalibrate, recalculate, and we moved it out of the market. So we are not doing hide and seek, boju, you know, and get money from you and later say, sorry, we cannot build. Can we give you a land in K2Ekpe? You know, we know that we will not be able to build and we collect money. No, not Makarios. So with Makarios, what we're doing is we held back this one, and we're going to relaunch it once we recalculate and we know that the market is stable, the price is not changing. Those who are able to buy the apartments, they'll buy it, because the apartments are luxurious apartments in this part of, and they'll be getting Ikoyi standard apartments for a price far lesser than
Beautiful.
Ikoyi. You know?
Beautiful.
And it's very interesting that Nigerians will say, oh, that land, how much you want me to? And the same size of land, 40 minutes away, is 5 times the price. And when we get material to build, it's from the same market.
From the same market.
So you ought to take advantage. In fact, I don't know if you listened to the governor yesterday. He said Makarios is changing the narrative
yes.
in this corridor.
Yes.
That's why we're here. To change the narrative.
Exactly. I mean, people are now wanting to start working on their projects around here.
Oh, yeah.
The cost of projects here, land here is actually increasing.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're bringing lots of value to this area. People are, focusing on their projects now just to develop. They want to do something, even if it's not like Makarios, but they also want to do something. They've been challenged.
And it's nice to see them advertise and say, not far from Makarios. Very close to Makarios. 5 minutes from Makarios.
Beautiful, beautiful. You came in, you set the pace. You've done something no one could have thought of at this point, and it's huge. So we have the water display.
Sure.
I know we have other things in store.
Yeah.
So the water display is just phase 1.
Yeah.
We have other things.
Yeah.
So beyond this, because people are like, okay, what about after the water display, what else? So I try to let people know that the water display is just part of what makes Makarios. Makarios is a super luxurious town.
Yes.
Yeah, and the water display is just to add to it.
Yeah.
So what else should we expect in Makarios?
Number one, with the water display itself, what we have now is called phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be phase 2. In phase 2, we will install some equipment that will make the water create arches over those walkways.
Okay.
And we'll create some health and safety situations inside. So people will be able to walk on those walkways with water crossing over them.
Beautiful.
That is in phase 2.
Okay.
There are some pipes. If you can see, there's a pipe standing out of the water there. It will be immersed into the water. You'll be blowing the water.
Oh, okay.
Blowing the water. Some of it will blow the water across. Some of it will blow it all over the place. So when it blows over and creates that arch, you cross. Phase 3, there'll be fire coming out of the water.
Wow.
That's phase 3. Then you ask me a question about after the water display, what next? Just behind the wall of where the kiosks are, where people can buy popcorn, ice cream, etc. Behind the wall would be a children's park. And I'm looking at the fact that between now and Easter, next year, we'll have the children's park in place.
Nice.
It'll be a ride with a train ride, and the rides children can go on. So if you came, your children can come in here with you, pay to come in here, or they pay to go to that one. So that space is already there. And we're in negotiation with the companies that will come and install that. And just as we kept our word here, this wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't.
Particularly the company which we engaged to do this from Europe. They've never done it in sub-Saharan Africa, and not flexible. Even with the payment, they just wanted all their money. In fact, in Europe, they should give you 30-day, 60-day line of credit. No credit. We had to pay for all the equipments, about $2.5 million for just the equipments. So now, in the first place, how would you put on a false estate and be spending $2.5 million on equipment for a water show? How will you be building a false estate and be signing 9 billion naira for the electrical, water, and drains? How will you be building a false estate when your road is over 2 billion in its value? So the infrastructure in this estate is running into 10 billion. That's infrastructure so that it is smooth. There are estates which, when the rain gathers in Lekki, they are praying and fasting. I live in one estate right now where we don't do that. I've not seen the rain that will fall. It just drains. It gave me the impression it's possible. I just made up my mind. They could do it here. I can do it too.
Yes. There are people that would want to live in Makarios, but they can't afford Makarios right now.
Okay.
They doubted. I had clients reach out to me. Why didn't you force me? Yesterday, when they were watching, because we actually streamed live. So they reached out. They were like, why didn't you force me to buy it? Why didn't you, talk to me? And I'm like,
I did.
I did. So we don't want to sound, now when we do all these videos, it's basically to understand the credibility, behind all of these things. But we can't start pushing because it look like scam.
You are, yeah.
We just want to make money off you, So, I mean, we did our best possible. You did a video with me before.
Yeah.
We talked, and some were like, let me just see if it happens. If it happens, I'll buy. I had someone reach out to me yesterday. He bought one.
Okay.
And like, why didn't you make me buy two? Someone else reached out like, why didn't you really talk to me about it? I'm like, I did talk to you. I did. What else did you want me to do? I mean, come to the US and meet you and knock on your door like you must buy. No. So we understand now the Makarios is actually appreciated, and there is still room for appreciation, right?
Yes.
It's, I mean, we haven't gotten to the peak yet, like what we have in Ikoyi and all of that.
Yeah.
If you're buying a land in Ikoyi for 1 billion,
for 1/4 of an acre.
exactly.
1,000 square meters.
Don't expect it to become 2 billion in.
Yeah.
No. So there is still room for appreciation here at Makarios Luxury Place.
Yes.
But if you say that, right now the price, the 500 square meters is 150 million.
50 million.
And the 300 square meters is 97.5 million naira.
Yes.
We have something else for you. You've shared that with me last year.
Yeah.
Right? And, we're like, let's, when we're done with this,
see how that goes.
We'll see how that goes. And people our clients have been reaching out. Do you have something else coming up? So please, sir, do me the honors.
All right. Makarios Luxury Place is Makarios, more like phase 1.
Makarios champions.
This luxury place, it's more like the first thing Makarios is doing. People have believed in us. They bought so much. In fact, we kept having to add to the land. Did you know that our original physical planning approval, we didn't even put 300 square meters. We had to adjust.
Yes.
For people, so that people can be part of it. So, Makarios Luxury Place, that's the amount. 97.5 for 300, 150 million for 500 square meters. But ladies and gentlemen, from this month of June, just about 15 minutes from where I stand right now, there is an opportunity for you. And that opportunity is a place we call Makarios Champions League. Makarios Champions League is an estate where the streets are in the name of football clubs. First of all, in the United Kingdom, then the football clubs in Europe. We will chip in a few basketball clubs in America, but they are mostly Chelsea, Liverpool Street, Man U Street, Manchester, Man City Street, Barcelona Street. That estate is already taken off right now. Real Madrid.
Yes.
Yes. I almost got into trouble yesterday because I was over pushing Chelsea Street. I didn't know that the governor of Lagos State is an Arsenal fan. So, Makarios Champions League is here. We're doing a pre-offer.
Okay.
It is going to change, but we're doing a pre-offer right now. 300 square meters, 50 million. 500 square meters, 85 million. That is on the table right now. It is good. We have government allocation on the land. It is going to be a great place to live in. Like I said, those streets, we want people to quickly, and as you are buying, we want you to say, oh, I want to live on Liverpool Street. I want to live on Chelsea.
Yeah.
I want to live on Manchester. We will deliberately make the form in such a way, at the moment the form we have may not have that street, but you put it.
You just let us know.
Just put your street and say, I want to live on Chelsea. I want to live on Man U. I want to live on Man City. And we'll put that on. Now somebody may say, so all the clubs abroad, we have about 3 or 4. I don't know which one we'll put to. Maybe it'll be Enugu Rangers or IICC Shooting Stars. It's just that all the old guys of IICC Shooting Stars have gone away. So Makarios Champions League is on the table right now. There's a pre-offer right now. We wanted to start it June 30, but for those who are connected here right now, you have the opportunity. Call.
Exactly.
And you can get.
You're hearing for the first time
right now.
So tell me, when they hear Makarios Champions League, I'm sure they'll be expecting to have like another water display. So you are the brain behind such projects, and I know that for every project there is something unique about it.
With Makarios Champions League, we want it to be a very strong emphasis on sporting, entertainment, and a place where there is a draw. So at the entrance of the estate, we're going to have an exhibition/convention center.
Okay.
Exhibition/convention center, which means people who want to do conventions, people who want a breakout room for 50 people, for 100 people, and then for 7,000.
Wow.
We have that kind of exhibition center. It also can be converted to become a place where you never know. Guys living in that estate may say, okay, we on Chelsea want to play Man U. They'll be able to use the exhibition hall. This one, I didn't think I want to say it until I get all the research done, but I will say it. It may not be the thing everybody can buy, but in Makarios Champions League, there's going to be a 50-plot area where we are creating a crystal lagoon.
Dope. This is nice.
What is a crystal lagoon? Only few houses will be around the crystal lagoon.
Okay.
We may kind of cut it off from the rest of the estate. It's part of the estate, but you're going to have to build a kind of a house to be around the crystal lagoon. The sand around the lagoon is crystal. The water is blue. The houses are villas.
I know you told me something like
I
this.
told you something, but I told you don't try to research. I don't want confidence to steal my idea. Makarios Champions League will be able to accommodate so many people. We'll have the event place, like I said, but we'll have a special area with a special gate. We'll create this lake with crystal sand. The water will be blue. Even though it's 50 plots, there may only be 10 houses there. There will be villa houses. So if anybody feels like that's what I want, something so outstanding. You know, the other day I was watching a gentleman, and he brought tears to my eye. He built a house of over $1 million in his village somewhere in Asia, Mobiato, or India, Tolo or something. And he came with his American wife, beautiful house.
I watched it.
And somebody was saying, why here? He said, look, I am excited that I have a house of this value in this place. It may not be monetary to you, but it is of great value to me that I have freedom in this kind of house that has everything I've ever dreamt of. That's the kind of house that will be around those crystal sands. It is going to be so exclusive. So Makarios Champions League, anyone who buys a Makarios Champions League, and by the way, that is going to appreciate. It is going to appreciate because the time will come when all the plots on Chelsea Street is gone. All the plots on Man U is gone. All the plots on Manchester City is gone. All the plots on Liverpool is gone. Tottenham is gone. Arsenal is gone. And then you now find that you cannot increase the value of what you're doing.
Beautiful.
So that's Makarios Champions
League. You're hearing
and it's only about 15 minutes from here.
15 minutes.
Less than 15 minutes from
the
here.
road has been done, so
you are there
less than
in a short
on
time.
the express.
Facing the express, 10 minutes from the coming stadium, from the coming airport. So Makarios is here to make impact. And the Champions League will not distract what is going on in the Luxury Place. Luxury Place will continue its work. We have the staff for this place, and we have the staff for that place who will be running things. They are working there, so work is not delayed by one against the other. Yeah.
I think this is beautiful. And I also love the fact that you have contractors. So it's not like some
No. With things that are specialized, Makarios does not touch. I don't like you trying to do a direct labor. No. People carrying basins to come and pour sand. Direct labor, you can be doing your wall around your estate, but Road should be a specialized person. In fact, the person who designed the road for Makarios Champions League has already completed the design. The road network have already been designed. We just need to start constructing the road for. So 2 things we are constructing. People don't realize some things cost. Just the front of Makarios Champions League, I got the bill today for 162 million.
Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh my God.
Just the front, the drain, the way the front will be, the parking, the gate, etc., the entrance, the strength of it is 162 million.
Wow.
162 million. In fact, I also, in my disruption thinking, I told them, I want the gate to be a ball. Crazy things. It has to be a ball. Inside the ball, 2 doors you can enter, but you see that this round thing, once you say, this must be
beautiful. These ideas are definitely Holy Spirit inspired.
Oh, I agree with you.
Because they are out of this world. So
I agree with you.
All that you've heard right now, you should know that in no time, if you don't buy into Champions League, the price will increase.
Yes.
If you don't buy into Makarios, now you have 2 prime luxurious projects. If I were you, I would have something in both of them.
Take advantage.
Take advantage. Invest in these projects. With everything going on, the media, passing out the information, the demolitions, the fact that you don't own something. Lagos is for just Yorubas, not the Igbos, with all those narratives. I'm glad that you're able to change that narrative because I am Igbo and I have properties here in Lagos.
I think that is so unfair because, can I shock you to say I have it on good record that 65% of real estate development is Igbo in Lekki?
Yes.
So how can you make such a statement? 65%. 65%.
That's true.
And when you drive on Lekki Express, all the great hotels, all the great shops.
That's true.
All
the plazas.
All the plazas.
That's true.
And nobody's touching them. When people spread misinformation, they do deliberate things. We are not saying there may have not been some persecution. I don't know. I don't have all the record. But nonetheless, even you who's watching, you must be careful to realize that because the internet is so powerful and there is almost no restriction on what people put on, people put lies and truth. And you must make your mind and choose what you want to hear. Sure.
To everyone watching this, you've heard it all. You've seen it. Makarios is now here. We're selling the vision right now.
Now is a reality.
We're selling the reality.
Yes.
So you better plug into this particular project today. The price is 500 square meters, still 150 today. Prices are bound to change soon. 150 million naira, and the 300 square meters, 97.5 million naira. Complete your payment and get your allocation ASAP. Do we still have commercial plots available?
All our commercial plots are available. In fact, we have added some more.
Okay.
When you drive into Makarios, there are 7 small commercial plots now that many people never knew.
Okay.
They are 500 square meters.
Great.
We made them commercial because they are facing the road as you drive in. So it cannot be residential. So we extracted them and raised their value. So they are now commercial. So that as you are driving in, 5 small commercials of 500 square meters.
Okay.
Then apart from those ones, the whole of the right as you drive in is all commercial.
Commercial, yeah, that's true.
So car park, children's park, water place. Behind the water place is going to be a massive mall. We want to sell that. We don't want to build. A big school space. We want to sell that. We don't want to build. A hotel. We don't want to build that. We want to sell. Some people are looking at doing a Dubai thing, combining the hotel and the mall.
Aha!
If that's your concept and you have the money,
that's really beautiful. It's complementing.
It will have just been out of this world.
Out of this world.
We don't want to build it ourselves. Then there's that office complex, which is going to be a multiplex kind of office, so that people can rent office space. We don't want to build it. We want somebody to build. We have a hospital. We don't want to build. We want somebody to buy the place. Some people are looking at the event place now. I think they're really smart. Because if you have an event place in Makarios, then it means, and you see, just beside the water show place, we have a massive land want to turn to a love garden. So you come here, you have your event, you can go there, take photographs, and you might just pay for us to do a water show for you.
Beautiful. And let me add, could this place be used like if I want to get married? If someone wants to get married, actually.
Yes.
Nice. I mean, so
it can be used for eventing, and then the garden will be open to them. And it's just that the water show will be a certain time.
Okay, so the villas.
Okay.
You know, I have clients who may be interested in buying. Can you just talk about the villas and the housing units?
Fantastic. The Antizo, which are the terrace houses, 4-5 rooms, and a staff room at the back, so that if you live abroad, your staff can stay at the back watching over the house. They don't have to have access into the whole house. That's already been built, 24 of them. They'll be ready in a short while. And then the standalone villas, 14 of them.
Those are my best.
In fact, by July, they are totally ready. By July ending, they'll be totally ready. We've sold a good number of those ones. There are still a couple left. We've sold a couple of the terrace houses also. So somebody needs to take advantage because it's a standard beyond Ikoyi. So some of the houses are beyond Ikoyi.
Sure.
The villa, the standalone, has 6 rooms. If you count the guest room at the back, the staff room at the back, there are 6 rooms, there's cinema. And it's really well done. Really well done.
Beautiful. And we have few units of the one standing. So if you're looking at moving in ASAP, you should jump on it right now because, I mean...
We've sold a good number of those ones. We've sold a good number of the terrace houses also. And like we said, we're holding on the Imperial Towers because we want to get the numbers right. But with the villas and the terrace houses, we're good to go.
Good to go.
With the plots, you can buy, you meet our standard, you build. Makarios is happening, as you can see from behind us.
Yes, Makarios is live. Okay, so we also have flexible plans. To those who can't afford to pay outrightly, we have flexible plans. For the housing, we have about 24 months,
If you can, as long as you keep to the time, yes, we'll be able to do a 24-month plan with anybody who wants to buy the houses.
So I think that's fantastic. We made it accessible and to those who love luxury.
And that gives you convenience. You're able to buy, you have something, a legacy for yourself.
True. Okay, I mean, you can see this, right? This is the vision turned to reality. Please let's enjoy. Beautiful.
All right, the Makarios Water Show will open from the 15th of June. Weekends for the moment. Saturday, 15th of June, we'll have our first public show. 10,000 naira for adults, which is a giveaway, and 5,000 for children. We're going to raise it much higher, but we want people to come and enjoy the show. And so we want people to be the first to view, the first to have the experience.
Beautiful.
10,000 for adults, 5,000 for children. First show, Saturday 15th, and we might do Sunday 16th, but we want to, for the moment, be doing weekends. Then later we'll add daytime shows. And you can just go on makarioswatershow.com and you pay. We're not collecting payment at the gates. makarioswatershow.com.
All right.
You pay.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So come the 15th, we'll be right here again. So enjoy ourselves.
Then I'll let you in, 'cause you have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you almost make me fall in love. Yeah, you got me hypnotized under you.
Tell me, how do you feel?
I was feeling crazy.
You're feeling crazy.
This is the exact epitome of godly practice.
Wow.
Like, I don't know how he does it, but he still does it.
Tell me about it.
Plus 1.5% of his power right here. Simply 0.1%.
Wow. So you like
He
it?
can do with just 1% of his power. Like, if he can do this with 1% of his power, imagine what he's like at 10%.
Hey.
Imagine what this is like at 10% of their power.
So are you having fun?
Yup. And the way I put it, if I got a seizure in any of these, I just gotta say it was worth
You're
it.
miles away. Nothing in this world made sense up till today.
The experience is unimaginable. Really? You know, because we can't actually believe we can feel something like this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and if we can take such snaps and videos and post it on our status or somewhere and ask them, can you actually guess where we are? Or something? Nobody.
I said in Dubai, right?
Yeah, nobody will actually guess right. And when we came with that, is that a bridge? Is that Lagos Bridge going through the waves?
Gonna make them jealous, everybody, 'cause you know we got it, chemistry.
I don't know if one can use these two words together. It's stunningly beautiful.
Wow.
I am telling you. This, I'm speechless.
You're speechless, right?
Oh, my God. This is the place to be, man.
Tell me about it.
No, seriously. When I first saw the waterfall, I was like, whoa, it's beautiful. And you know, it's places like this make people travel outside the country.
That's correct.
I'm telling you.
Very correct.
So when you have something like this here, it's a place to be. I'm telling you.
Exactly. It is a place
You know,
to be.
the serenity, the beauty. It's awesome. It's
Because
awesome.
like you have the projector projecting things.
Yes, you know, like no, this,
You know,
it's
you could actually celebrate your wedding anniversary here and just have videos of
yeah, so you know, no, it's beautiful.
beautiful, right? So what would you say to people who are yet to come here?
No, this is, I just said it, that this is the place to be. You don't need to travel outside the country, you know. Just come here and just have fun.
Have fun.
Enjoy yourself. Watch beauty. Watch beauty. They're not watching beautiful things, they're watching beauty itself. You know, it's wonderful.
Great.
It's wonderful.
Great.
And the concept is lovely.
Yes.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
Yeah.
So if you have apartments for people to stay over,
Apartments, right? We
For
have
people to
apartments.
stay over.
That's the plan.
Yes, it's-
And we also have like a phase 2. We're going to have a park just by this for
Okay.
kids.
Okay.
So while you're here having fun, your kids could be there, you know, going through the
enjoying
rain,
themselves somewhere.
swimming pool, just having so
Just
much
like
fun.
Disney Park.
Yes.
Very-
And at some point, we have light, we have water. We're going to get to a point where we're going to have fire. So if you think you've
Whoa.
seen something awesome, just stay
I
tuned.
ain't seen nothing
You
yet.
ain't seen nothing yet. Just stay tuned. We're about
So
to
you're
blow
gonna
your mind.
the whole works.
Full package.
No, it's-
Full package. Total package.
A lot of people come spend money and time here.
I know, right?
Right, you know, and still keep in touch with family.
Exactly.
You don't need
That's
to like, you know, you're still with him, you know.
Have a way with me like no one else. Yeah, you.
Hey, Dr. Julie.
Hey, confidence.
I saw you dance.
Oh, you cannot imagine the exhilaration.
Tell me about it.
Mission accomplished.
Accomplished, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Day and night, we worked for this.
Sleep,
Right?
Sleep.
And it's here now.
It's here
How do
now.
you feel?
I can't even qualify how I feel right now. Experiencing this, when clients told us we were scammers, that
know,
we
right?
could deliver.
I know.
Promise, we kept shifting the date. But look at it now. Just look at what we
Look
have.
at it.
Just
It is
look at
right
what we
here.
have. Right.
It is right here.
It-
And the good thing is, beyond this, there are lands and houses.
Absolutely.
Few plots, basically.
Very few left
Few left.
in
So
Makarios Luxury.
you want to come don't just be a spectator. Don't just come and watch.
No,
You want to be in here to experience it yourself. It's
yourself.
divine.
It is. You can't explain.
Everyone has spoken about this place, and you heard what they said. It's beyond words. So you want to be here. You know, we're all working tirelessly to ensure that this is the best place to be. And you can count on that when you come here, when you invest here in Makarios, you've done yourself the best favor
And go to sleep with your eyes open.
I closed.
So overall, I think this thing was really, really ecstatic. Like, it was so ecstatic that 85% of my mind was telling me it wasn't over. My friend's grandma had to break the news to me that it was over.
But you had fun, right?
Lots.
So I look forward to seeing you again here, right?
Yep.
When you hear Makarios, you're wondering, is it just about the water display? Well, I'm here to inform you that Makarios The Luxury Place isn't just about the water display. We have amazing projects, luxurious buildings right here. Now, behind me is the 5-bedroom villa. So we have this 5-bedroom with a penthouse and with a movie theater and a maid's quarter. You can see it is massive, it is spacious, it is huge. And at completion, you would love it. You would fall in love with this space because it's a villa. It's super dope. We also have the terrace duplexes, which is just right there. 4-bedroom terrace duplexes with a maid's quarter in the market for 350 million naira. Now, this villa is in the market for 525 million naira, but that's not all. We also have flexible plans. So if paying outrightly is inconvenient for you, we have something even flexible, up to 2 years. Now that's what you get when you do Eden Oasis Realty. Now beyond these, what else comes with Makarios? You've heard it all from Pastor Matthew. It is the total package, the infrastructure, the kind of lifestyle that you've always desired right here at the Makarios Luxury Place. Look, we have few units of these standing left. If you're looking to moving in ASAP, then make sure you're calling our numbers right now to make your payment for any of these units. More units will be constructed, but these are what we have right now for clients who are interested in moving in ASAP. And if you want to pay an installment, that is also perfect. You will be right here in Makarios The Luxury Place. A few meters from here is where we have the 4-bedroom terrace duplexes. We have 24 units currently being constructed simultaneously. So if you want something here, you need to walk with me. Keep watching this video to see your 4-bedroom terrace. It's absolutely lovely and spacious. These are the terrace duplexes. We call them Anthizo. Absolutely lovely and stunning. On 2 floors. We have a separate garage right there, and the interior is breathtaking. The living area is also spacious. You have a separate garage for your cars and an extra space, you know, well done drainage, so 0 flooding in your estate. This is in the market for 350 million naira. And of course, we have a flexible plan of up to 2 years for any client to contact Eden Oasis today. Now you can see it on 2 floors, stunning, beautifully done, and it's being constructed by Dutum. So you want to give us a call ASAP to buy into the land or the housing unit. And once again, we have the land available, 300 square meters for 97.5 million naira and 500 square meters for 150 million naira. So you can build something absolutely massive on 500 square meters, like what you've just said. The villa, you can see how spacious it is. Yes, so you can build something that big right there on your 500 square meter parcel of land, and you can also build something a little bit smaller than that on your 300 square meter parcel of land. Now, the most important thing is everyone gets to own a piece of Makarios. Whether you're opting for the land or the housing unit, 300 square meter, whatever you choose, you've made one of the best decisions of your life. In addition to what makes Makarios special is the residential and commercial blend. So right here, is where we have the commercial part of Makarios. Now, we mentioned we're going to be having a hospital, so all that will be here. The hospital, the event center, from here all the way down. Now, that is the express right there. We have the water display also right there. So you have all of that, all of this place for the commercial. So if you're looking to, own a hospital here in Makarios, which is one of the best places to actually do that, own your business, because we have about 10,000 residents right here. You are going to be here, so you're going to be serving residents of Makarios and also residents along this neighborhood and of course Lagos. We also have an event center and the school. If you're owning a school here, great, because you'll be serving the residents here and of course residents outside Makarios. So you are rightly positioned if you have something here, a hotel, whatever business you want located or situated here in Makarios is perfect, because we have the right market for you. Now, you may be wondering, how is this even possible? We have the residential and the commercial. Yes. So this is the commercial. This is where we have the residential part of Makarios. Now listen, when you come in, you see this gate here. We have a first gate that lets you into the estate, into Makarios itself. Now, because this is the commercial, you drive through that point into the commercial. So no one coming in can actually have, if you're coming to the commercial part, you can't have access into the residential, because you're going to have a gate here that lets you into the residential. Now, Pastor Matthew mentioned that we have some 500 square meters that have been cut out, right? Now, we are going to have them here at these edges, right? We're going to have them here, the 500 square meters. So if you can buy, because of course all the lands in the commercial, they've all been demarcated. We have the 1,005, we have the 2,000 square meters. They've been demarcated for a specific purpose. So for the school, we have a reserved plot or square meters for you. Now, if you can't afford to buy something that large, we have few 500 square meters right here on this part. So if you want to own something commercial, you want to do something commercial, but you can't afford to buy the bigger space, we have something for you. All you have to do is give us a call for more inquiries on how to purchase the commercial lots. Like I said previously, this is going to be a gate separating commercial activities, which is right here, okay, from the residential activities. So you drive in there, and of course it's secure. No one can just drive into your estate. No one can just come into your space, because we have the residential activities here. So it's not going to be possible for anyone coming to the commercial part to have access into your homes or the residential part. You see, it's all well done, well structured, well laid out. Makarios is definitely a place you want to be. So this is the main entry into Makarios The Luxury Place. So from the express, for safety, we didn't want to have the gates just by the express. So you just branch off a little. And of course, this is going to be the main entry into Makarios all the way down. And then we have like a separate gate that leads into the residential part of Makarios. And to my right is where we're going to have where we have the water display and the commercial activities right there. So I'm going to give you a hint into what we're trying to achieve right here at Makarios Luxury Place, give you the layout to show you the vision, the plan. We started with nothing, as you can see in my previous videos. It was just bare land, and of course gradually we've been moving, and like Pastor Matthew said, we're going to have this, it's our Imperial Towers. This will be coming up pretty soon, and this is the layout of Makarios basically. So we're going to have like our own designs, our own buildings, which we've started, and we have the lands. And yes, all of the greenery that you see here, we've already contacted a horticulturist, and they're in progress basically. Payments have been made to have all the trees here. So of course, what you see is what you're going to be getting. We're also going to have a mall here. So this is more or less like the area for the mall. This is the water display. So like I showed you previously, this is the main gate. Now when you come in, you branch off to the water display here. We're going to have a park, like what Pastor Matthew said, we're going to have a park. So these are the other stages of Makarios. We're going to have all of this, as you can see for yourself. And then we have the commercial activities here. We have more of the commercial here also. And these are the terraces. As you can see, we've begun construction already. So we started developing this particular cluster, and you can see we have the fully detached right here, which we've already begun constructing. We're also going to have the towers. You can see them behind, but these will come later. So what we have right now are the fully detached duplexes, the villas, and of course the terrace duplexes and lands, like I said. Now, talking about what you stand to gain, of course, you've heard all of that already. What you stand to gain here in Makarios, it's enormous. The beyond return on investment, the kind of lifestyle that you've always desired, everything you'll be getting right here at Makarios. Can say that this is like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to just get the very best of living in a beautiful estate. So this is a mall. This is what Pastor Matthew wants to build, construct. I mean, this was the initial plan. But if we have clients watching this and will be interested in building this mall right here, we already have the space. This mall right here in Makarios, I mean, it's a fantastic idea and a fantastic location. Of course, you can come over, reach out to us today, and let's discuss on how we can make that happen for you. So as I showed you previously, you know, from the main entrance, you turn into the water display. But before then, just look, these, I mean, what we saw right there, the villas, you know, you just saw the carcass structure. You don't have the visual representation of what exactly it's going to look like. So this is it. These are the villas. You can see how big they are. And yes, it's going to come out exactly like, of course, you can see for yourself. It's going to come out exactly like this. Now, so this is the road that leads to the water display. So you walk all the way down to the water display. And of course, the commercial region right there and right here. We're also going to have, of course, you can see, this is really beautiful. Everything you see here is what will be replicated right here in Makarios. By now, you know that we don't just say things. When we say it, we do our best possible to ensure that it becomes a reality. So here, the trees, this is the mall. So like I said, this space is available. You see, it's really big. It's available for any buyer or any investor who wants to build something like this or build the same thing. We have the approval for this already. You want to build this in Makarios, we have it all done, all put together. Reach out to us immediately. And of course, you can see the water display, and yeah, it's all done. So this is the time. Give us a call now to, you know, purchase the lands or the house and units at Makarios The Luxury Place.